Desire to Inspire. It's your mama's favorite podcast. Season finale. Fucking PRs. What a day, man.
What a day.
What a day.
I'm very sad that season 1 is coming to an end. Came and went so fast, man.
It really did. It doesn't feel like we've been in this studio for that long.
No, not at all.
For a while.
Yeah, mixed emotions about it. I mean, we got a lot to cover this weekend with the past week that you just had, kind of recapping season 1 and then blasting off into the holiday season and what to expect from the DTI brand, vision, platform, people, man.
Yeah, dude.
So let's stay on the track of season 1 ending.
Okay.
And then we'll jump into your race and the highlights of that because that's a very exciting topic that I'm excited to talk about. But season 1 coming to an end. You want to tell the folks why this is happening, that this didn't just come out of left field if they're tuning in for the first time?
Sure. I mean, when we moved into the studio, we made it a point where we wanted to start doing seasons just as kind of a way to, like, I guess, keep different periods separate. And continue, I feel like it's more so for ourselves than it is even for the audience, more just like continue to push and to grow and to just do different shit, honestly. Mm-hmm. And so the upgrade to even come into season 1 from, we'll call it season 0, I don't know. It's more like just the inception of the podcast, I feel like was, because there was definitely more than a year. We were like 100 some episodes in.
Yeah.
Which I actually meant to go and count the episodes because I'm curious where we're at.
So we'll be at 140 after this one.
Oh, we
total.
went into season 1 at 100 episodes?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know we went in right at 100. I thought it was later than that.
It was supposed to be 100, and when I was recounting one time, it might have fallen short one episode or went over one episode. So it's either 139 or 141.
Well, we had a 100th episode that was the actual 100th episode. Yeah. Because we counted it. So I don't know where that falls, if it was in this season or not.
It was not. We started season 1 after we did 100 episodes, and it's weird. Again, I always like find little clues that the universe is throwing at us. And I was listening to a podcast, Nick Bear, who I reference a lot. Shout out to you guys for getting me hooked on him. And he was talking. He's doing a series right now, and I think it might have just wrapped up of building the brand. And it was like part 1, part 2, and it's his journey along the way of building BPN and what it is. And he was talking about how one of the most pivotal points in his BPN career and to get BPN where it was a day in the life video that he did, say 10 years ago or whatever. And he was talking about that video and how he was getting average likes, average comments, average views. And then that one had like 100,000+ views. And he was like, it was so pivotal because I was just showing my life. He was like, it was nothing like extra, like out of the book, this and that. He was like, just day-to-day life of what I was doing. He's like, but when that blew up, it almost seemed like this just happened overnight for me. He's like, that's to the outside world. He was like, there was hundreds, and I mean hundreds of videos that I did before this that didn't fucking take off, that didn't launch, but that were building.
Can relate.
But that were building to that point to then take it to the next level. And then he goes into all this other stuff. But I think of that and I look back and I'm like, dude, like, it's on par. Like, this is not supposed to be an overnight sensation. This is not supposed to be something that comes and goes.
And we've said from the beginning, we don't want it to be. Like, we don't want this to just pop off out of nowhere because we're not going to be able to, number one, appreciate what it actually means. And number two, I don't think we're ready. Even right now, I don't think, like, if we blew the fuck up, we're ready for it. Mm-mm. There's a lot of shit that we need to figure out about ourselves, about the brand, and about just, like, I guess, like, how we want to really push. Like, the message is there, but it's like, how do we promote the message in the right way?
Yeah. And how do we sustain it? So that way when it does take off, we can handle it. Right now, we wouldn't be able to handle it because we're still building those key foundational things within it, making them more professional, being able to track things differently, like all that stuff. And so it's just fun to see the journey. And those 100 episodes, I think we talked on the last episode of that, like, stint of them, where it was like, this proved to us that we're not going to quit, that we're not going to stop. Season 1 is going into that new life where it's like, all right, we're fucking here to stay. And then season 2, like Dylan said, like, when thinking of these seasons, I interpret it as, in order to grow and develop, everybody goes through on and off points, meaning football teams. They're on for X amount of months and then they're off. They're practicing, they're watching film, they're getting rehab, they're doing all these things to get better. Same with basketball teams, baseball teams. Same with like people that go on tour, musicians.
TV shows, like they don't run right into the next one. Like there's time in between all this shit.
And so we want to take this time afterwards to work on some things that we're working on in the back end. But not only that, dissect season 1. Okay, what did we say that we were going to do that we didn't do? What did we say that we were going to do that we did? What did we say that we want to accomplish? Maybe we didn't, but we did. And so taking all of that, analyzing it, and then coming back fucking season 2 better, looking better, acting better, talking better, feeling better, having better conversations, dialogue, interacting more. And as this grows, so do the seasons and so do the effort and time that's put into them. So when you look at it with that analogy, when we look at it with that analogy, I think that there's a clear vision of like why we're doing these certain things and what we're doing them for. Because again, if we were to continue to just run the same, I'll relate it to our endurance training. Like if we were to continue to run the same path, we would get extremely good at that path, but that doesn't mean that we're improving in other areas or challenging ourselves. And I think that breaking this up into seasons will give us that time to elevate and just kind of pivot towards a new direction, the same direction, but a new direction to keep elevating and growing the DTI podcast.
Yeah, I would agree. The show itself is the same show you know and love. We're just gonna, I mean, I guess we're just upping it because the content's all gonna be the same, but there's things that we know we should have been doing or we talked about doing, and now it's just time to implement and act on the shit.
Yep. So stay tuned, stay ingrained. Dylan's still going to be putting out his run talks. I'm going to still be putting out my daily drive-bys. The clips are going to keep going up. So the content's still going to be there. You're still going to hear from us. But there won't be a podcast that drops every Friday anymore.
I don't know what the date actually is, but it's going to be in early January. I haven't looked at the calendar.
Yep.
Sue me.
So it'll only be about like 4 to 6 weeks off at most. But then we're going to come back. More energy, better things, better look. Just bear with us, baby. Actually, don't bear with us. Just keep riding along with us.
Yeah, stay here.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
So pivoting from that, your race, man.
Yeah, dude.
Tell us about Indy.
Number one, I got to say thanks to you. Number one, for your support. And number two, I'm about to be facetious because I heard from a little J Birdie that you thought Tone had a better shot at this than me.
Yeah, I did.
And look who fucking came out to play.
I did. 100%.
I'm going to actually be cocky on this episode, so I'm going to just apologize to everybody. I think I'm built different. I'm just going to say it now. I don't know what's happening, but on paper, dude, I got the worst block out here. I'm still drinking. I'm still living life, and I'm still the fastest in the fucking friend group. That's what I was calling you for. When I went to FaceTime you, we just talked off air. I FaceTimed Freddie immediately. Like, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have headphones. As soon as I crossed the finish line, I actually saw 3:16 something up there. I'm like, fuck, dude. But it's because, like, when you cross. So then when I got my phone, I saw it. I'm like, oh dude. And so I immediately call you. And at times I'm like, fuck, dude. And then I'm like, he just texted me.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, all right, cool. He'll call back. Never called back. Literally, the first thing I said was still the fastest in the friend group. That was about to be the first thing out of my mouth.
No, Jay Bird's got a big fucking mouth, one. But two,
He told me this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because
I
would have told you on this 100%. I told everybody Tone is going to do it because on paper, for what he was doing religiously week in and week out, just like holistically.
You can't put this on paper.
I was like, dude, my guy is fucking dialed. But
little did you know, I was dialed.
After his race and seeing his time and then like talking with him and then seeing like everybody else that was running it as well. And then your race came up and we were sitting down in the living room, me and the twins. And
on race day?
It was.
Or like before?
Probably, I think the week before.
Okay.
And then on race day, it was reiterated. But the twins were like, he's got this. Like, I truly think that Dylan has it. And I almost want to say they were like, I think he's just built for it. Like, he's built different than.
I don't know why, though. Like, I genuinely don't know what it is.
I think it's the time on feet, dude. You've been doing this a fucking minute.
Yeah, but we're going to actually like this. I said it in my run thoughts and it hasn't come out yet, like in the time of recording this, but that I was going to go more in depth. I think that this is the race that I remember. Like I hear these Nick Bears and like all these other dudes break down their races. And this is the one I feel like I can actually like break down. Like I remember, and maybe it comes down to not having headphones in, but I like was really like in tune with this race. And I feel like I remember like every mile, like I can tell like how I felt and shit.
Let's go.
So it's the one that I feel like I can break down, but I'll let you continue before we get into all that.
And so on race day, I was like, you know what? Like I was talking to some other people. I won't mention their names because I don't know if they want me to, but they were like, I think he's got it. I think he fucking has it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you guys might be right. And I'm like,
spoiler alert, I didn't have it.
You didn't, but you said a fucking great PR. So I'll wrap this up, but yeah, fucking going into the week before, I still was like, I don't know about this. And then I was thinking about it more and hearing other people talking. I'm like, well, fuck, maybe he does just because of how long he's been running. And you, in fact, did not have it, but you did cross the finish line at an extremely impressive PR for yourself. And I'm excited to expand on this topic because we'll let you jump in here because I don't want to like jump into another role right now.
All right, I'm not going to bury the lead. I had a 9-minute PR. 3:15:56 is my official time.
There we go.
3:15 is the beginning of that. That's what when people ask me, I had a 3:15.
Yep.
Phil even texted me. He said 3:15 is crazy. And so, all right, cool. 3:15 it is, bro. And if this thing doesn't stop fucking up, I'm gonna murder someone. But it's still running, so we're gonna keep it running. But 3:15, and I'm gonna break it down more in depth. But to just like set the stage, I was on pace at the half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I was there and I was feeling okay. I'm not going to say I was feeling good because it was starting to take a toll.
Half was 3:32. Am I right? Your time?
1:32?
Or yeah, 1:32.
It was actually like a 1:28, like when I crossed. So it might have been like 1:32 actual time.
Okay.
Like when I crossed over, I looked at my watch and I looked where I was. Like there was a tunnel that run through it and it said half marathon. I was at 1:28 on my watch.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I'm under. And I knew then that I had a choice to make. I could continue this pace and potentially do what all of my friends have done and blow up in another 5 to 6 miles. Or I could get a little bit conservative, save some in the tank, and see how I'm feeling at the back half if I can pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to let off a little bit. And boy, am I glad I did. So let's go back to the beginning of the race, though.
Okay.
But that's just like where my head was at. Probably the most frantic getting to a start line I've ever had at a race. This was huge, like the biggest race I've ever been a part of. And so I'm like, all right, cool. It's probably gonna make around the crown, like set up stalls, like you get up to your corral, whatever. We got down there with plenty of time, got our gear checked and all that with 35 minutes till the thing kicks off. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go to the bathroom. Dude, the longest porta potty lines I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like an antsy in line. We're like 20 minutes now, and we're not any closer, I feel like. I'm like, dude, I have to piss. Like, I'm not going to, but also, like, I don't want to pee. There's so many cops down here, and now I'm arrested. I don't even get the race. And so, I don't know why they camped us, but a girl comes straight over to the 4 of us in line and said, the bathroom's in the hotel. There's no one in line for him, and walks away. Didn't tell anybody else in line. My brother jokes. He was like, she probably saw how fucking stressed you were. I came over to you. But we get in. Dude, I'm talking like 12 urinals. Not one person in any of them. And it's like, here's the porta potty. The hotel's right behind the porta potties.
Damn.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get over there. It's not set up like around the crown. It's set up like Charlotte, where you got to push through the fucking crowd to get to your corral.
Oh, God.
And it's packed already. We got like less than 10 minutes till the thing goes off. Like people are already giving speeches pre-race. The national anthem's being sung as we're walking up. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this crowd. So we see people like ducking under like this fence. And I'm like, I have no choice. So I say bye to everybody. They're like at that backside. We got time. Like they're going off in waves still. It's not everybody at once, like every 5 minutes. But A's at the front. So I have to get in here. And so I dip like under this stall. And one of the guys watching, he's like, dude, congrats. You're the thickest guy I've seen fit through there yet. Like, thank you, man. Thank you. And so I get in. I'm in there, and I'm just scanning the crowd. Like, where's Mike at? Where's Mike? Because I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. I have headphones. The only thing I have on me is a baggie full of 2 packs of shoes. That's it. I didn't take anything. I really raw dogged this run. And so, like, I'm, like, getting a little nervous because I haven't fully got all my stretches and I haven't done anything. But me and Mike talked today before. He's like, I think I'm going to go, like, 7:05, 7:10 for the first couple, then pick it up. Like, I actually think I'm going to be more conservative than that, like 7:30, 7:40, see how I'm feeling. That didn't happen.
I was going to say, you didn't.
Within a half mile, I hear, D-Thack. And it's Mike, like, across. So, like, I work my way over there. He's with another guy. And
Dude, how crazy is that? There's so many fucking people there.
I know. I heard him, so I run over, and it's like the three of us are running for a little bit. Like, we're just talking. Like, I'm introducing myself to this guy. We're just bullshitting. And first mile, 6:42. I'm like, all right, we're in it now. Like, I guess we're already at this speed. Let's keep it going. No knee pain at all. Hadn't had it for the last couple of days. We're in good shape. And we ran together for probably like the first 2 miles. And then it was just hard staying the three of us in line. So I just like let myself fall back a few steps. And 6:42s again, so solid. And I was like 6:40s and 6:50s through, I think, like 8.
Yeah.
But I could just see Mike getting farther and farther ahead. So I was like, don't worry about it. Just let him go. I don't think I've told you this part yet either. We get to the first few miles are all pretty solid. Mile 3 is where my dad and Shelby and everybody plan on posting up because you could get to 3 and then you cut right across to 5.
Okay.
So I knew, though, at 3 was the only place I was going to see them. Because I was going to be past 5 before they got over there after seeing everybody else. So, like, they were waiting for everybody. They did not expect me to come as fast because I had to yell to them and then run over and throw my, like, I had a long sleeve over top and I had to get rid of it. And so I yelled to them, go say what's up. And that was cool. Like, I saw them there and I knew this is the last time I'm going to see them until the finish line. Like, I'm not going to see anyone again until the finish line. Because they had to go from there, then over to 5. And then the way the half works is, like, it goes at mile 8. We keep going straight and they split off and they go like down a block and they come back the same way.
Okay.
So they do like an out and back basically. So my dad was saying there like to see my mom and my brother both ways and see them finish.
Yeah.
And then just hold out until I finished. Because it's crazy, but between like my mom's finish and my finish, only like 35 minutes.
I know, I saw that. Well, I didn't see hers. I was worried that something happened.
Her bib ended up fucking up at mile 6. And just never tracked. It does look like it got ran over by a truck. It looked horrible before we left the house. But, like, the whole strip was intact. So, like, we don't still understand what happened.
Yeah.
But it didn't track her time. Thankfully.
I got so nervous. I was like, oh, no.
She set out for a 2:45 to 2:50. She had a 2:39.
Let's go.
So, she beat her time. My brother was aiming for 2:20, got a 2:10.
Yep.
Beat his time. But so
Mandy
I knew.
got her time, too.
Yeah. She had a 4:54.
Yep.
And that was with, which we can get into this deeper if we need to, but she had 2 medical stops. Just like her feet was bothering her, so she took off her shoes completely, got them like bandaged up and Vaselined up and completely wrapped. She chugged a beer on the course. Like, she was having fun with it, bro. She said she was like FaceTime people. She FaceTimed me when I finished. She FaceTimed Justin to ask what was Tone's time to see if I beat Tone. She's like, hold on. She's like, I talked to my mom for a little bit. What the fuck?
Let's go.
And she looked strong coming across the finish line. Like, not even bad. Like, she's got her fucking arms. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. Also, build different. And so I knew, though, at mile 3, this was the last time I'm going to see my family.
Yep.
Until the end of the race. Like, this is just going to be me. So at mile 6, I don't think I've told you this yet. Come on, dude. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's still recording us.
All right.
But it's pissing me off.
Yep.
Just so y'all know, we're having some weird technical issues that are really getting to me, but we're still riding strong here. But so mile 6, a guy runs up. He's like, yo, Dylan, I follow you on Instagram, bro. I was like, what's up, dude?
I got chills.
And he's like, sub 3. I'm like, that's the goal. He's like, let's ride. And we ran together for a couple miles. And then he took off.
Let's go.
It's like, I'm just seeing all these dudes who are also going sub 3, just getting farther away from me. But I can see my pace. Like, I'm still on pace.
Yeah.
So I'm just about to half marathon. And I can see a tribal hat in front of me. And it's Mike. And his buddy's not with him anymore. So I pull up alongside Mike. I'm like, best day ever. Let's fucking go. And like, we're just bullshitting. He's like, how you feeling? I'm like, I feel pretty good, dude. How do you feel? He's like, I already threw up once.
Oh, shit.
And I just blast. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, well, you're still in the fight. Like, let's go. So we ran together for like another half mile. And I think like just being around somebody else, I was like, all right, I have energy again. Because my energy started to dip. And so I just took off again.
Mm-hmm.
Got my mileage down. And this is why I said that I'm glad I pulled back at the point of a half. I hit a fucking wall at about 14 and a half. I've never hit a wall this early, but like my legs were like, my quads were tight. My feet were starting to hurt. Like I could feel every single step. And I battled for like a mile and a half, and I was like, you could walk for 30 seconds. And immediately was like, no, you fucking can't. I was like, don't fucking compromise. If you walk now, you have 10 miles left. You're going to walk again. You're going to walk again. And you're going to walk again. I was like, you're hitting a wall. The wall usually comes at 18. Just get to 18. And then there's no wall. Now you're just on the home stretch. Mm-hmm. And sure as shit, dude, I got 2 mile 18. And it felt like my legs were back to normal. And I started picking up speed again. I was like, all right, cool. No fucking wall.
Let's go.
And like at that point, I calculated the time. Okay, so actually as I got to 14, I was between the 3-hour pacer and the 3:05 pacer.
Okay.
At mile 14, 3:05 passes me. And so I'm like, okay, not a bad place to be. Mile like 23, 24, I hear a crowd. I'm like, this is 3:10. I'm like, this is the 3:10 guy. And so I'm like, just stay here. I'm like, you got a few miles. I knew at the 18 point, like when my legs opened up and they still hadn't passed me, I was like, you hold this pace, you have a PR no matter what. Now it's about how big of a PR you're going to get. Mm-hmm. And so I told myself, I said, your B goal was 3:10 to 3:15. You need to hold on. And so I wouldn't let myself walk. I wouldn't let myself do anything. And so when the 3:10 group came up, I just tried to stay with them as long as I could. And it was not happening. Like, it was a battle at that point. Like, the last couple miles, like, I knew I was almost done, so, like, there was no slowing down, but it was a battle. And so I could see 3:10 getting farther. I'm like, 3:15 is going to come up. And I pretty much passed right with the 3:15.
Okay.
They were a little bit ahead of me, which means they were real on their pace. Mm-hmm. Like, that's fucking solid. But the last, like, not even a half mile. Like that right before you hit 26 and you get that last point too, there's like just curve after curve where it's like you're coming down, it's all guarded up, like it looks like a finish line. It's not a fucking finish line, dude. Like people are here. I'm like, where? I had picked up speed because my head's in last year. I'm like, they fucking dogged me for not picking up speed. Like, let's pick up some speed here.
Last year, you're like,
and so I'm like, I'm picking it up and I'm like, okay, I can't hold this for this long. Where is this thing? Because my time or my distance ended up being like 26.35 or something, which is always long just because it's inside, outside turns, whatever. But it just felt like forever, man. Like I was just picking up. I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. And so I'm running, and I finally see it. And I went, and I saw 3:16 up there. But then I got my phone, and I had a 3:15. So that is, in a big sense, the race.
Yep.
But depending what you want to know, we can get a little bit deeper into it.
So again, congratulations. Great fucking time. You have bragging rights for at least a year because marathons are now complete for this year. Mm-hmm. But
already entered the lottery for Chicago.
Oh, did you?
That same day.
Hell yeah. Love that. Yeah, we were hanging up Christmas decorations, and the phone was like a live tracking. We're like, Dylan's at this, Mandy's at this, Mike's at this. And it's funny because as you like describe that, I'm literally watching your paces come in, and I'm like, oh shit, is he falling back? Oh shit, is he picking back up? And it aligns with what your story is, so that's fucking awesome. What was the difference between this marathon and Charlotte, and which one did you like more? Like after crossing that finish line and thinking back to it?
I think I liked this one more looking back on it. I actually feel like this is the first time I've realized the actual inspiration and motivation that we have. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say we because like it's definitely both of us as a whole. But it's like the first time like I saw it in myself. I was like, okay, like this is more than just you at this point. Like you've got other people across the finish line that probably never would have showed up if you weren't here. Mm-hmm. So this one felt like bigger than me.
Yep.
But it was a completely different race. I think the no headphone thing was honestly game changing. I don't think I'll ever wear headphones in a race again.
Did you train with headphones?
Some.
Yeah,
like it depends. But even if I didn't, the long runs were usually with people, so I was bullshitting.
Yep. Because
there was never a time that I actually pushed that pace for that long. Mm. And I was surprised at how well I felt pushing the pace for that long. But Yeah, it was just very different. There were some hills. Is relatively flat course, but there were still some inclines that tricked me. They definitely tricked me. I didn't expect them because I've been in the mindset of, oh, we got a flat course. It ain't all the way flat. Nowhere is going to be all the way flat, but it's definitely flatter than Charlotte. But I also saw this post about Charlotte the other day that somebody's like, are the hills on the backside really that much worse? And the elevation gain at Charlotte is actually higher on the first half of the marathon. It's just because there's 5 hills in the last 2.5 miles that make it feel so bad.
Those hills are brutal.
Yeah, dude. Charlotte's just hilly in general. So, like, I feel like it prepared me to the point where I was picking up speed on the inclines, and that's where I was starting to pass people.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was a way, I forget how I found it because I can't find it again today, but there's a way to, like, see your placement per, like, 5K.
Oh, wow.
So, it was like 5K, here's where you were. 10K, here's where you were. So, like, I could see people pass me, and at, like, 25K, I jumped over, like, 60 more people. And then I lost them all again. But I also think that's just the people from who were pacing 3:10, 3:15 in the beginning, just passing me.
Yeah.
Because they were at that pace the whole time.
What was it like crossing that finish line there, knowing that Mandy, your brother, your mom completed it, your dad's there supporting, you got a bunch of people that were fucking following you on the app?
I didn't even hear or see my family at the finish line.
Oh, really?
I heard, so Mandy's has a friend from college who drove up from Cincinnati, and I heard her at the finish line yelled at me. And so, like, I saw her, and I'm scanning, where the fuck's my family? They're like, I guess they're like behind the fucking pole of the finish line, basically. So, like, they were definitely there, because I saw them right after. Like, once I got all my stuff, I almost cried after this race. I've never actually cried crossing the finish line. I almost cried. I was, like, really trying to hold it together.
Because of how well you did, or
just like I think a combination of everything.
Yeah.
Like that I PR'd, that it was done. That like this is the first block I've like been ready to be done. Like I'm ready for a little bit of downtime before the next thing.
Yeah, you've had a big block this year.
And but yeah, just like knowing that everyone else finished. Like I saw my brother and my mom, so I'm like, they already finished. Like I already know no matter what, they're done. And the first thing I said was, where's Mandy at? I needed to know. Like, I don't have my phone. I need to know how far she is. And when they told me, I'm like, she was like 17 or 18. I'm like, oh, she's fucking moving, dude. I was like, she's about to be fine. Like, she was fucking stressed out. And yeah, it was just like an overwhelming sense of gratitude.
That's dope. It was really cool seeing that picture. And like you said, and kind of like we talked about last episode, just soaking in that like deeper meaning of like what's going on throughout the journey of like life that you're living, or that moment, or that race, like whatever it is, because there were so many great things that went to this race. And it's cool now to see that with you being so disciplined in the space, not only, I mean, I'll say that it's influenced me, not only has it influenced me in this realm, but it's influenced outside people. And that's what we're trying to do. Like we're here because we have a passion for the stuff that we preach about, that we talk about. But to see this year, like you training other people, you training people that you're close to, and I want to say you were almost 100% for having people hit the goals that they laid out. And the people that didn't, doesn't mean that they fucking suck. It doesn't mean that they didn't do good. Like they did great, and they learned a lot of lessons in that. And now it's like, all right, let's go to the drawing board again.
It's a scary place to be in though, because like I've PR'd every time I've ran a marathon now.
Self-flex.
And but it's like, how long is that sustainable? And like, what happens if I don't? Where do I go if I don't? And so I don't know. I'm just like doing a lot of reflecting. I'm like, I'm being cocky and like overly. I'm doing this like partially for show.
Yeah.
Partially. But like also like it's not tied to my identity. And I think like that's important. It's like not letting it get tied to it.
Yeah.
And because at some point I'm not going to hit a goal. I mean, I didn't hit the goal this time. But I pretty much knew when I lined up at the starting line I wasn't going sub 3.
Yeah.
And I can't even say like that thought is why I didn't hit sub 3, because I gave it my all for that first half. And I knew, who knows, maybe I could have, but 15 minutes is a lot of fucking time to cut off. So if I was struggling like that, I don't know how I could have easily blown up if I pushed that pace for too long. So it was more just like about trying to know myself and know my body and know when to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah. So confidence is out there, excitement's out there, But have you done any reflection on what you could have done different to maybe have that 15 minutes not be there and hit the sub 3? Or is it just like maybe that was too lofty of a fucking goal to have in the first place?
I think it was 100% too lofty of a goal, which I think I know when I said it. I mean, that's literally a minute per mile off in a year. That's fucking massive.
Yeah.
A lot of people, unless you are dedicating your entire life to running, that's a lot of fucking time. Mm-hmm. And I definitely don't dedicate my entire life to running. But I think that, so me and Mandy talked a lot, like on the way home about that type of shit. Like I listened to a lot of pretty deep podcasts on the way home, and it like brought up a lot of good conversations. But fuck, where's I going, man?
I don't know.
It's about the goals too, and I lost it. But
listen to podcasts, they were deep.
I know, but it was what we had talked about, and I can't even remember what that was. There was more things, but it was about the fact that I don't dedicate my whole life to running. So she was like, "You're actually like very honest about that, though. Like, it's not like something you hide, and it's not like you try to like live one way and say another." Mm-hmm. She's like, "Yeah, like you fuck off and you do the things, but like you're very open about it. It's not like you hide it and you're only this running guy." And I think that that's something that I've been so vocal about because I want it to be known. Is that like you don't have to fucking be all in to continue to push boundaries and continue to do shit that, dude, there's no fucking chance 6 years ago when I started running, I thought I was going to ever run a 3:15.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, and it's me trying to wrap my head around that. It doesn't feel crazy to me anymore, but it's a crazy impressive time. Mm-hmm. And hearing from other people close to me who are in running say that's a crazy time, it is a crazy time. And like, so I'm trying to reflect on that and I'm trying to soak that in. But right now I'm just like hype over a fucking PR right now.
Yeah.
But like actually sitting back and being like, dude, this is fucking, like I'm actually proud of this one. I will say that out loud. I'm proud of this one.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know. There's a lot. I need to take the energy and I need to run with it because too many times it goes away. Mm-hmm. And we talk about it all the time. But these podcasts I was listening to on the way home, it was just deep shit. And it's more like, I guess, pushing me into like, okay, so yeah, it's okay. Like that's who I've said I was, but like, am I okay being that forever? Or like, is there more? And do I want to continue to live at 80 to 85% of my potential? Mm-hmm. Or do I want to be like, all right, let's turn it on for a little bit?
Yep.
And that's not saying I'm going to turn it on forever, because I'm probably not. But like, if I did, what would happen?
Yeah. I'm happy you bring that up, and I'm happy that this conversation has led to that, because one thing for the people that are close to us and that truly know us and are invested in what we're building and growing and doing in our life, we never once said that this is a lifestyle that you have to be this disciplined, you got to do this. No, this is the opposite. It's the exact opposite. It's a balance. Like we know that there's people that want to step on stage and compete and get number one. We know that there's elite athletes out there that want to be number one at the marathons, that want to have the fastest pace. We know that there's people out there that want to win their bodybuilding competition. That's all phenomenal. But that's not what this is. This is about having people live that healthier, happier lifestyle through habits and balance in their life. And so we've never hid that we fucking go out and we drink. We've never hid that we've had bad days and good days. We've never hid that training might not go as perfect as we want it to. We've never hid any of this stuff because we are trying to show the common everyday person that just wants to be better and to do more and to appreciate themselves, that it's doable with implementing things into your lifestyle and not completely changing your lifestyle. And so, again, yes, there's fucking things that you could have done different or better. Yes, there are things that I could do better or different in my life. But again, like, what's that balance?
Yeah.
Like, you found that balance to get a fucking incredible PR. That's great. If you were dwelling on that, then like, okay, well, then you shouldn't have XYZ or whatever. But again, it's not about that. It's finding... It's going.
I think I'm more proud because I know everything that took place during. And I'm like, and I still fucking did the shit.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's amazing. And there's a story to be written about that. You're writing it right now. And you're writing it through the work and things that you continue to do and put out there. And I think that this story is just going to keep on building on itself, and people are going to realize, and it's going to inspire more and more people to be like, well, I can fucking do this, and I can still live my life this way, and I can make these minor tweaks because I know that I need to, but I don't want to fully give up on this or that. Mm-hmm. And dude, that's the fucking beautiful thing about life, is that when we put our minds to something, we can achieve it. But again, to what extent do we want to achieve, or to what extent do we want to put our life or our mind or our body through to achieve said goal? And then writing that path, writing that story to be able to get there is just through the work and habits that you do on a consistent daily basis.
I forgot to take a photo of myself just with the medal after again. Of just me in the medal. I only took group photos again.
You're good at that.
Every year. So I think I have to buy my package because everybody who put out a medal, they take a photo of.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I think I pay $75 to get on.
Goddamn.
Well, it's like $60 for 4 pics, 35 for one, or 75 for all of them. And there's already 70 photos, and it says that they're still pulling more.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like,
70 photos is just you? Damn.
Not like just me, but like on the course
Yeah.
running. Like 70 that I'm in.
Damn. Fuck yeah.
I was like, yeah, I should probably buy these. And I made it a point when I saw a camera to kind of like post up a little bit. Like actually like acknowledge the camera.
Me during the Spartan races?
Yeah. And well, I did that during Spartan too, but like usually a marathon, I'm just like focused in and I look like shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm just fucking struggling along. This one, there's definitely some of those where I didn't see that they were there. But there's a lot of them like, not a bad photo. Gotta get these watermarks gone. So I think I actually might purchase it, especially because I was trying to post today for Medal Monday, and that's when I realized I don't have a picture of just me and my medal.
The new iPhones, I can like circle things and get it out of photos. Maybe I can help you out. Beyond that, my editing skills aren't great. So
I mean, they're all over this photo, so we could try it. But
we could try.
I'm gonna look all fucking deformed.
What's a I don't know, through all this, what's like a message to somebody that's not fucking started yet, that hasn't gained the courage to just fucking go out there? Like, do you have one? Like, what's the deep meaning behind this marathon that you found?
Those are two different things, I think. The message to somebody who hasn't started is literally just start. It's what I just said is, when I started 6 years ago, I had no idea that this was even possible for me. Obviously, like, you see it and it feels so distant, and you see like these other people do it. Like, Alex was pushing for a fucking sub 3 when I started, and I was just running a half marathon. Like, I could never even run a marathon. And then I run a marathon, I have a 4:19. I'm like, well, let's just get under 4 hours. And I have a 3:54. Then you go for 3:30 and it's a 3:24. And now you go for sub 3 and it's a 3:15, you know? Sometimes you don't hit it, but you're never going to even have a chance at it if you don't fucking try.
Mm-hmm.
But the deep meaning from the marathon, I actually don't know if I know that one yet. I have a lot of takeaways that I definitely need to sit with, and yesterday was all driving and today I'm here. So I don't think I've really got to like sit and soak it all the way in, but I really do feel like this is the one that I was like, this is bigger than me. Like, this is more than just me in this race. So I think that it's going to be something around that, and like something to do with pretty much the whole brand, which is inspiring other people. And when that fucking guy came up to me at mile 6 and told me he followed me on Instagram, bro, that was nuts.
Shout out to that guy. That's dope. You never seen him before?
No.
Damn. That's sick.
Still don't know his name.
That's awesome.
Probably not the best thing. But I was still battling right then.
Hey, shout out to that guy.
Yeah, man, it was dope.
Fuck yeah. Anything else you want to cover, touch on that I didn't ask about the marathon?
No. I feel like we hit all the big points.
PR, baby. Maybe that'll be the title of this episode.
PR
Dylan. Fastest friend Dylan.
That's actually crazy to think about.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I wonder what your strategy would have been if you didn't know anybody's time. Like, would you have pulled back then? Would you have kept going? Would you have pushed?
I think I would have pulled back regardless at the half, just knowing how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know. I don't think I would have held on. I don't think I could have held on. I think I did know in that moment I couldn't hold that pace for the rest. So I needed to pull back to still hit a PR. Because my whole thing was like, I'll be happy with the PR.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you, brother. I fucking love it.
Thanks.
As we kind of wrap up this episode, because I'm sure that it's been going for quite some time, just wanted to real quick reflect on season 1. I know we talked about it coming to an end, but really enjoyed this season. I really like doing these in person, being in the same platform or like atmosphere as each other. I'm excited for us to expand on some of the things that we've talked about for far too long. But not only that, I'm excited to kind of go back over the next coming weeks and watch some of the episodes that have the least amount of views and the most amount of views and see what the difference is, just to hear that message, because we talked about a lot of fucking things this season. And I'm excited to just continue to expand and elevate. And I think, like you touched on, this is bigger than us. And I think the more that we do and the more that we see, the more that this is going to continue to grow and elevate, and that passion is just going to continue to fuel itself. And just really, I guess, sticking to our word. I was thinking about, this year came, and I said that it was all about business and finance or whatever, or business and financials. And although we did really well, and I did really well in those two things that I classified this year as, I know that there's areas of improvement for that. So my thing is not setting New Year's resolutions, however, setting like a trend for a year that I want to follow. And I'm starting to pin what I want 2025 to look like in terms of that like word or words to outline the year. So I will continue to expand on that and hone in on it as we work on the back end to prepare for season 2 and elaborate with you to see what your thoughts are on it. I don't have that yet, so I'm not going to do a little spoiler to what 2025 is going to be for me.
I don't have my word yet either.
Yeah, but I know it revolves around the stuff that we continue to do day in and day out. But just how do we inspire more? How do we impact more? And how do we grow more? So excited to see where that kind of takes us over the next coming months.
Same, man. I'm fired up right now. I have been for the last couple of days. So I just want to hold on to this momentum. And just because we're not podcasting doesn't mean we're not still out here doing the shit.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, our daily habits speak for themselves. We're going to continue to do that stuff. But I know on like a interpersonal level, me and you have a lot of shit that we need to get done over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
To be prepared, but also to set ourselves up for the things that are coming, because eventually it is going to blow. And when it does, we need to be prepared.
Yep. So I'm going to wrap this up. Last one, episode 40 of season 1 of the Desire to Inspire podcast. We've told you that we loved your mama a whole lot of times, more than 40 times. I know that. But we also talked about some things. So if you have missed some episodes previously earlier this year, go back and watch those. You got about 4 to 6 weeks before you start hearing from us again. But like Dylan said, the main message in this story is Desire to Inspire is not something that you have to live this perfect straight line life towards. We understand that there's many things that people enjoy, from just a personal side of things, a business side of things, a friend and relationship side of things. And that's what it's about. It's about balancing all of those to be able to go after and achieve those dreams that you have, and to continue to build on that through the daily habits that you have in place. And so as we continue to hopefully impact people, we want those people then to go and impact other people through their story, through their work, through the things that they're doing. And this would not be possible, one, without Dylan and I coming together for this, but also bringing people in to hopefully have them feel like it's theirs as well. And now they're going to tell that story through their own journey. And so we appreciate every single person that tuned in, every single person that liked, comment, subscribed, still talk shit, because we're just fucking every year we're getting started, baby. We're going to continue to elevate, continue to grow. If you guys have any recommendations for us or things that you want us to do, reach out. We'll continue. Have the desire to inspire. Kiss yo mama one last time until we're back. It's on.
Peace.